Today on Leafscope, how did Leafs collapse after a 4-1 lead? Should a goal have been disallowed? And which players had strong rebound games?
Welcome to Leafscope. I'm your host, Peter Bojarinov. Ooh, it's cold outside, so come on in. Leafs lead 4-1 nearing the midway point of the second period, but collapse in the third and lose the game in the shootout 6-5. Trending now, Leafs with 0 shots in the third and overtime. Wow, that's correct. None. Leafs just let the Pittsburgh Penguins onslaught continue shift after shift. They just sat back and took it. Yeah, they had a few times where they put the puck in their zone and tried to get a play going, but they either missed that or fanned on the puck. That can't continue. They can't do that. Leafs played a great 40-minute game. Time for the Rocks and Stars. Let's go with the Rocks. The penalties. Just too many big bad penalties. That's got to stop. Against a high-octane offensive team like Pittsburgh, wow, brutal. They're a top 5 power play team already this season, and that's mostly without Neal and Letang in the lineup, which they both had a complete power play team last night. Just not good. Bad penalty by Kadri, hitting the goalie for no reason. Holland, I think he held up Neal for no reason. JVR, oh man, they gotta stop. JVR can't make that kind of penalty, especially when you're already down a man. That gives them a 5-on-3 advantage. Just stupid plays. They shouldn't be doing it. That's also penalty killing. Pittsburgh, 3 for 5 on the power play. That pretty much killed the game. Yeah, they took advantage and they capitalized on the third period and came back and won. But you can't give them that many power plays and you can't have the penalty killing like that. But against the Penguins, they're just too strong, especially when they have everybody in the lineup. But again, a deflection off enough, that's a bad one to take. And another one, when they're down 3-5, basically, 5-3 power play, Bozak breaks his stick on the face-off, so they basically have a 5-on-2 advantage. Easy goal for the Penguins. As well, player-wise, I thought Peter Holland didn't have a great game. He didn't play much, but it was still a big enough impact for me to call it a bad game. He had a bad penalty, he's awful on face-offs again, and he looks lost on the ice at times. As well, I thought Cody Franzen had an off night. He and a few others as well were lost on the first goal. And he had a few giveaways as well. Paul Ranger, he didn't play that bad overall, but he's just too slow on the ice, especially against a team like Pittsburgh. So he was trailing a lot of guys in coverage. And the Stars. Mark Frazier, great overall, really solid game from him. Even on the first goal, where he was the lone odd man out who actually fully covered his man, he had his man, so you can't blame him on that one. He had a great solid game overall. He led the game as well in hits with 6 and 5 block shots. Great game by Frazier. As well, another good bounce back game from Tyler Bozak. Only his second game back from injury. Great overall game from him. Good back checking and as well some great passes and plays offensively. I believe he finished with a goal and 2 assists. Great game. And of course, a terrific game for Van Riemsdyk. He's got great soft hands, and he showed it tonight. Nice tip-in goal, and a nice stealing the puck from Letang and scoring. Great game. 2 goals and 1 assist from JVR. My hustle of the night goes to Mark Frazier and Dion Phaneuf. Of course, we already know Frazier had a great, solid game. But the captain, outstanding. Solid game. He's having a good performance night in and night out. Always playing against the top line of the other team. And he showed it again tonight. Usually playing against Malkin or Crosby, specifically Crosby. And it showed even on the stat sheet. Phaneuf finished the game with a +2, while Crosby a -2. The impact of the game. Malkin's goal. It's very obvious. He shoves Bernier in with his stick and then takes the puck, which was under Bernier's pads, and puts it in the net. It's a tough one to swallow. In that instance, I'd like to actually see the league always oversee every single goal happening in the NHL and having the option to interrupt the game and call goal back if something like this happens. It's hard for the referees to call the game every single moment, especially if they're being blocked by defenders. So it'd be nice if the league interferes and stops the game and says this goal shouldn't have happened, and it shouldn't have. These are one of the things that I don't like. I don't like goalie interference, and I don't like them not getting the chance to make the save. And this was a huge game-changing moment in the game as Pittsburgh ties the game and wins it in the shootout. Game changer. That's got to be checked. My recommendations. I'd like to see Gardner back in and Paul Ranger out. Jake sat out last game specifically for an awful night for Columbus, and he hasn't been that great this season. But he sat out, deservedly so. He should have. But I'd like to see him put in and probably just on the third line pairing with Riley and see how they work and see how if they can play well together. Again, if you have any questions for Leafscope, tweet Leafscope or email leafscope@gmail.com. Again, thanks for watching and see you all this weekend.
Leafscope, Leafscope.